Welcome back to a new episode of Getting Grandmaster with Stupid Stuff. As we managed to already fill our good luck, this will definitely be an he's mocking me. This will definitely be a good one. I can feel it. I'm gonna try to climb the ladder a little bit. First game is going to be against a Terran player that is a barcode and also has a sense of humor. That can't be too many Terrans. Actually, that excludes the majority of the Terran population here. I feel bad for like the 3 Terran players that do watch my videos. They always get flamed a little bit. Let's see if there's anything here. I have not been liking getting a proxy rack. The other day I scouted this area and then someone put his barracks over there and I was like, well, very unfortunate. I think I still ended up winning that game though. It was against, I think it's Special or Marine Lord, one of the two. Both of them have a barcode that is around the same MMR. It's like 6.5 or so. But as the account didn't have too many games, I think it was Special. Okay, I'm supposed to check downstairs as well to make sure that there's no eBay block. I'm a little bit late with that check. If there would have been an eBay block, that would not have been super nice for me. Oh. I think he wanted to scout or something, no? We don't really need to block it until 138. We're still a little bit too fast, even in my opinion. 140 most of the time is going to be fine, unless they mind some really a really proper amount. 148. It goes down. Jeez. Messing up some hotkeys here. Okay, it's a Marine first. It's good to know. Means we can straight away send our adept across. Also means that we don't need to worry too much about anything. It can still be a Marine into a Reaper, by the way, but it's really unlikely on Romanticide because there's not that many good paths to your opponent's main base. Best on really being straight through the middle. Okay. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Because if you play Marine into Reaper, very often you want to kind of dodge your opponent. We're only going to go a single chrono boost on adepts because of that. You don't always want to do that, but every now and then no second chrono is fine. Once again, if he does play a Reaper in this case, and he walks past, it can be a little bit annoying because your Reaper is just not done yet. He'll arrive at like 245 or so. Or your adept isn't quite done yet for the Reaper. We're going to scout up, and we're going to check exactly what he's getting. There's no bunker here, which makes me believe... Oh no, there is a bunker. It's just way in the back. Oh. First we get an Oracle. Then we get anything else. Oh, he's actually moving out. See if we can see anything here. Sometimes you can see a third gas, so I always look for that. No, no third gas right now. I'm actually gonna get a second Oracle as well. I'm kind of feeding my Oracles. The Oracle boys. I could cancel this Adept as well and then go for a faster third base. But I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't stand for it. I think I'm gonna need some blind... Oh crap, I thought I already started an Oracle here. Second Oracle. I guess I hadn't. Fast Twilight perhaps? Yep, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So Oracle into faster Twilight. It's kind of risky. Oh, I could have gotten that mule, I think. But I didn't. Oh, it's 3 racks. That's actually very nice for me. Well, it's not very nice for me because I could just still die, but... Do you want one more then? We'll go for one more. Oh my god. Just straight up run it into my opponent there. I wonder if he has double turrets. Does seem to be the case. At least one turret. Yep. We're gonna just send these back home for now. We're gonna get 3 of them. It's gonna come from the front, it seems like. I think we can just easily hold this now. Oh my god, we don't have a super battery. Are you joking me? Are you actually kidding me? We didn't have a super battery here. That's super frustrating. Oh, we do have a regular battery, which is also going to help a lot. So we keep 2 of these bad boys alive. And we just did a crap ton of damage, huh? Absolutely great start. A fantastic start, even. Gonna get a facility in this location. And do we patrol this here? No, I don't think so. Yes, we do, actually. Do I want a second one? I could. I went straight for charge as well, which is... Whew, that's spicy, my friends. I played this really kind of wild, but it is all working out. And then if you play wild, it feels really good, so I'm pretty happy, actually. We had a very good start so far. I want to get a single Phoenix, just really to get some grip on the map. I'm starting to kind of debate now whether I actually should have immediately thrown down that second forge. The hold was okay. I didn't lose any workers. You know, the hold was freaking good. Who am I kidding? Actually, I think I probably should have gone for an immortal first. I didn't do that. Might cost me later on. I'm gonna get very good vision though of my opponent's army, and his third base is simply just late. Gonna send a couple of these on the map. I can start this. Okay, like this, and then now we have a pretty decent setup, I would say. I really want to go into this. Yep, there we go. I really want to go into that. Doesn't have a whole lot, huh? We don't actually know where my opponent is. I'm gonna get Blink as well. The second Robo. And we're gonna get this thing back up as well. Is this the first 2? It seems unlikely, no? That's the first 2? That seems extremely unlikely. Like, what in the world is my opponent doing? Is he just sitting back and not doing anything? It seems to be the case. I mean, we're owning. Honestly, this game is completely over. I wonder what MMR this dude is. He didn't feel super bad. He just didn't have a good opener against what I was doing. I played kind of risky and it really did pay off. But it's hard to say sometimes if your opponent is really good or not when you do start with such a big lead. We see he keeps a couple of units at home. So very often what players do in this type of position is rather than sending in like 3 or 4 zealots, they go for an insane amount of zealots. Like legitimately 10 or so. Or 20. You know, like I've seen Zest do like 20 zealots, that type of stuff. Oh, we can actually fight this? No? We have how many? 1 Colossi out so far. This bad boy is gonna get tagged. 2 more Colossi on the way. We also have 2 dudes already here, huh? What was I trying to say? Oh, he's not microing at all, or what? He's super dead. He's just super dead, huh? We have better upgrades. We're gonna have more bases. Oh, I can't freaking kill that thing, huh? How did he manage to sneak by there? That's actually kind of surprising. Just gonna micro this thing as well. GG. That is very nice. I think it's probably gonna be around 6-5k. No, sorry, 6k MMR. It didn't feel like one of the 6-5 dudes. Felt, yeah, 6-1. Maybe Kaz or something like that. But it was a little bit too... Everything just flowed so nice for me, you know? Like I got all the information I needed every single time. I I got everything, like I got damage done with my oracles. Just felt a little bit too good. So you know, it's like not one of the top Terrans, but still top 100, well, probably top 50 actually, Grandmaster. But just not like the top 10 or top 5. Like it's no Clem. Clem always manages to sneak things by. And it's the same, and Hero Marine just has way more units, you know? You kill like 3 works and you're like, oh, it's actually pretty difficult to kill. Like you kill 3 workers against a guy that's 6-1 and he seems to have no worker or no units whatsoever. But then the top turn is always hard. I'm going to be playing here against you, Thermal. XD, Termi XD. That's my teammate. And my country, my fellow Dutchie. Same country. Whoa, Netherlands. We'll be starting with a more standard approach. He does like the Proxy Reaper as well. This is a fantastic map, by the way, for Proxy Reapering. I always like to scout this little low ground close by because I don't trust the Terrans. I don't trust the Terrans one bit. You can also scout behind our mineral line. You can even go up to the high ground here and maybe even visit this little part. We did send our scout out pretty early, so we have a lot of time on our hands. Technically, we could also just scout completely around. You know what? We'll do a complete round scout. So this is actually the preferred method if you want to play Stargate. So with Stargate, very often the limiting factor on your Stargate timing is gas. And there is a nice little trick you can play to get more gas, and that is by getting a lot of gas. Early on, first of all, and by not scouting. So we go 19 Nexus, then we play 19 Cybercore as well. I think I could have done all of that with the same worker. And this way your Cybercore is only like 5 seconds slower than it is with a standard core first. Then you go into an assimilator in your main at 20. And you get the low ground pylon at 21-ish, I believe. You make sure that it starts before the 18 seconds mark hit on the Cybercore, because then you can start your adept the moment your Cybercore finish. Now the only thing you got to be sure of is that there's no bunker starting behind your natural, because your adept is a little bit later than usual. So as long as you figure that out, I like to stay behind here until my pylon is about to finish, and then boom, you can go. So this is a really cool start. You can immediately pull into the gas, and you can get a Stargate timing really freaking fast, though. Especially if you build it in a correct location. Yeah, actually kind of ugly location. So we got it at like 215, which I think last game we got maybe 223 or 224, maybe even 25 or 26. So we have slightly more workers with this, faster natural nexus. Just a really good start. My opponent didn't scout at all, and I know my opponent is a really big fan of opening up Reaper into Hellion. Because, well, a really big fan. He's one of the people that likes to do it. And I'm a little bit afraid of that build when I play this specific opener. And the reason for that is because I don't have a scout, so I don't know it's coming. I think this build is actually god-awful if you do scout. But because I didn't scout, it actually has some potential. So I'm gonna shade up. I was... Marine. I just Marine Reactor, I guess, huh? Yeah, seems to be the case. I'm almost tempted right now. Almost. You hear that? Almost, not quite. Almost tempted to build a battery on the natural, but I find batteries so insanely expensive pre-third base that I don't really want to do it. So we're going to go into a similar setup as last game. We could play Oracle again, but we could also go into Oracle Phoenix here. Actually going to play Oracle one more time. A little bit of a gamble. If he's playing factory builds, it tends to not be great. If he's not playing factory builds, however, very nice. Then you can even get a third one, like I did in the last game, and you can truly start trying to put on some pressure, while still getting relatively quick tech as well. Oh, luck is Lady Luck, what you call it? Likes me. Is that how you say it? I don't think that's how you say it at all. don't think that's what people say. Lady Luck likes me. That's what they say from now on. Be surprised if he decides to move out. So he hasn't seen a second Oracle yet. He hasn't seen a third Oracle yet either. I don't think he saw these. I'd be surprised if he would manage to see a third Oracle. So this game is going to be a lot worse. I think we're just dead, honestly. Jesus. Why can't I just... GG, there we go. So this was a lot worse than last time. And we can check what went wrong this time around. First of all, I think my Twilight that I built the same time last game around is just a little bit too fast. There's no real need to build that, I think. Especially because I had already scouted what was happening, no? Not yet. I built it in between now. Yeah. I probably should first go to the main. Because now I couldn't afford my extra warp in. Otherwise I can have 7 adepts. And maybe my batteries should be further forward so I can truly walk towards the battery. Now I had the issue where I wasn't really in position to go stand at my batteries and I just kind of died. I'm not sure where I would want a battery though. Like he can always just kind of go in between natural and third. And I'm struggling with that. I'll need to think of something on that. This map's a lot harder obviously than the other map was. But he can do the same on a map like Light Shade, Oxide to a certain extent. So it's not like it's exclusive to this map. Beckett would be a little bit harder, I think, depending on what third base. Nah, it's always going to be a bit harder actually because it's Blackburn. Not so much because you're always going to hit in between this area, so you can just put the third base battery a little closer. I think you should always move towards the third base anyway. But maybe put it further forward against this. It's hard to say what's best. I'm not too familiar with the 3 Rex against Oracle openers that I know exactly, hey, this is what I should be doing. Also, my Oracles were a bit out of position, so that didn't help either. This time we're going to be playing against the Protoss, 6.3k. I think this is Strange. Strange has 2 build orders, either Proxy Gate or Proxy Robo. So we're expecting one of the two. He always pretends to chrono his... Well, it's not really pretending to chrono the Warp Gate. He always chronos his Warp Gate, pretending that he's proxying a third gate. And sometimes he is proxying a third gate. So it's like a little mind game that he plays. I'm personally not a huge fan of it. And I think both the builds are a little bit mediocre. But I do lose to it sometimes. So you can't talk too big either if you lose to the builds. And we'll see if we're allowed to talk this time around. And I think with especially the 3 gate, you just kind of blast any Stargate opener. Like you really do just kind of blast it, which is annoying. Well, very annoying even. One more worker gets chrono boosted here. We haven't met his probe in the middle of the map, so I'm assuming... Yep, this is a 2nd gate scout. Maybe actually 2nd assimilator. Slightly too fast for a 2 gate scout, huh? Maybe we can block his cybernetics core for a bit. I forgot to build a probe for a couple of seconds, which is painful. Especially because I still had a chrono boost going as well. He chrono boosted twice actually. And he just built his 2nd pylon. I saw his probe move. So he's most likely not proxying anything. Here comes the scout into my main base. Might not be Strange then, but just someone else. We have 4 into... oh no, wait, that's the probe that's over here. Hop. We're gonna open up with Stalker. And move this probie down. Then once that bad boy is down, maybe we can lock him out. Sometimes you can lock your opponent. Okay, it is Strange. Strange plays this very often. Especially if he goes into Adept, if I recall correctly. In case he finishes it, right? Oh, Stalker. Very fast Stalker, by the way. 228 they finished. I made the correct call, by the way. Starting my Stargate here. I'm kind of happy with that. Because otherwise I would be floating a bunch of money. But now that's not going to be the case. It's going to be hard for him to be any type of aggressive with this, no? I never really like blocking my opponent's natural with a pylon. Because if they go for a tech structure, you almost need to play 4 Stalker openers. Because otherwise you're not really... And even if you do play 4 Stalker openers, then an Oracle can just kind of beat you as well at home. So it's like there's no real benefit if your opponent builds a tech structure, because you're not actually delaying anything. And don't forget that if you're delaying your opponent's natural, you're also delaying your own natural, because you have less money. Like, it's as simple as that, you know? It's not like it's a one-way street there. I'm still a little bit afraid. Sometimes he goes into people. I'm not even sure why I'm pretending like I even know who this is. I thought it was strange, but now I'm honestly not entirely sure. Sometimes people play this type of stuff into 2 Stalker double Adept. So I want to keep my pro patrolling here on that high ground area. I get a 3rd. Okay, he played Stalker, Sentry. Or at least a single Sentry. But most likely double Sentry. It's very rare for people to build a single Sentry if it's after Stalker. Very, very good for me. Very, very nice. Oh my god, I didn't get it. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot in New York. Whoa, I'm an idiot. I'm a massive idiot. I should have gotten at least 3 kills there. Poor control on my Oracle. I'll have to admit that. Make sure that my dudes are mining correctly here on the bottom side.
The threads of fate lie bare.
Maybe we can sneak by or what?
We interpret.
Ooh, he saw me. So now one of the nice things is that... Actually, I didn't see what that was. Is that a robo or not? Okay, that's a forge. So one of the really nice things about opening Oracle isn't necessarily the fact that you can do damage. So these 2 worker kills, I'm happy with them. Okay, I'm not going to pretend like I'm not. But it has 2 extra advantages. First of all, you need very little units. Less gateway units than your opponent. So you see, I can take a 3rd base faster than my opponent. On top of that, he needs a lot of units because he needs to defend against my Oracle. On top of that, I'm safer against Adepts than my opponent is. And technically, I don't need immediate detection, because I can't really die against DTs. DTs can do damage to me, but I can't die against them, because I always have the detection with me. Well, not with me, but I always have it somewhere on the map. We can build gateways here. The main reason why we can is because I have the forward base, and thus it doesn't matter too much which ones I take. I still want a robo, but you can see I build it extremely late over here. Extremely late. I don't want to show my opponent my Oracle, because he could see, hey, there's some energy missing there. That's really odd. Like, where did that energy go? Most likely in a stasis. So then he might all of a sudden be more aware, or might pay more attention to a stasis. You have 3 sentries, Stalker production. He's going into 4 gate. You see how much slower he is with his gateway production? That is the power of the Oracle here. I'm cutting gateway units to up my production. And I kind of want to get... Sometimes I even build a wall in my natural. Very often, actually. I'm not sure why I said sometimes. When I'm playing Oracle first. Because it's so freaking easy. Oh, this is bad, actually. If he gets that. Oh, wow. He just walked in and straight up shot at. He did that. You did that. And we're semi-supply block as well. Weird move. Weird move. Such an odd move. I don't like that at all. Super risky. What was the payoff? He gets a battery. Not even gonna rebuild that battery. I know I have more production at this point. I thought he was gonna... If he did this with like 2 DTs running into my natural, I'd say, alright, that makes some sense. But now, what was the point of that, my friend? My hombre. 4 gas. Okay. If he goes up to 5 or 6. Just 4 for now. I think I do want to... do I? I'm going to be the one that's aggressive. That pylon is really messing with my head, by the way. I'll get 1 over here then. We have 1 stasis in this location after all, so that should be able to deal with a little bit of the threat. I bound my hotkey for F2, by the way, finally. I didn't have it for a long time. I used to always click the button with my mouse, because I rarely click it anyway, so I figured no use putting a hotkey onto that. But now I have it to one of my mouse hotkeys. I just keep forgetting to use it, though. I still use my the clicking here very often, but I'm trying to get used to it and the habit. But it's difficult. Old habits die hard, no matter if they're good or bad. Let me tell you that much. It's very tricky. Okay. I'll get the battery here as well. It's very nice for observers. F2 for TOS. I'll get some of these here, making sure that I have good vision around the map. And he doesn't have a fort base. Nice. I don't want to get this one though, huh? Fort, do I need one of these? I might as well. Oh, it was too slow there. I mean, there's no use dropping right now because my opponent has DTs, right? I want this, and then if I have this controlled, I'll control majority of the game here. Like, I know that he has no extra bases. This just seems like he's playing pretty poor, honestly. I'm very surprised. Like, what is he trying to do here, my opponent? Like, unless I attack into him, I don't think there's any way I can lose. Well, Harstem, then why are you attacking into him? Well, the reason why I'm attacking into him is not because I'm actually attacking into him. Is I just want to check his army, control the pace a bit. He's going into Colossi. I mean, what's that gonna do? I'm not sure if going straight into a fleet beacon here is the way, necessarily the way forward, though. I want to get a 5th base. 2 reasons. Reason number 1. Wait, do I already have observer speed? I feel like I'm attacking a bit too much all at the same time, by the way. I really should be a bit more careful. Okay, these are gonna go here, and I know he most likely has a DT over there. Up, did it correctly this time around. Oh, he doesn't actually have this. So that's why I sent my this bad boy there. I'm just surprised, honestly, that he wants to take it this slow. Well, like, I'm completely down to take this game slow, you know? I'm up a base, buddy. I have complete map control. Close to complete vision. Like, I'm getting carriers already. I just really need to be careful that I don't lose 3 Disruptors for free, and that instantly loses me the game. I'm very surprised, though, by the way my opponent is playing. But I'm slightly not worried. Can you say that? Slightly not worried? If you can, then that's what I am. I want to actually lose a couple of these zealots. Wouldn't be a bad thing necessarily. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So we kill that. Let's see if we can actually get a hit off. Every trade here is honestly just good for me. Because we're going into air already. And my opponent definitely isn't. Still want to keep an eye on this area of the map as well. He has glaive adepts, huh? This just doesn't work. I don't understand the point here. The pointe. Ooh, that was actually bad. I could have lost a bunch there. He only has 1 shot remaining. I see. He's going for a big count of stuff. Maybe I can get something here? No. He just wasted a blink, which means he can't blink forward or back right now. Which means we can get a little bit of a hit. He has 1 more blink. That was a good job by him. And we're just continuing our production, eh? Yeah, blink forward. No, you can't. He knows there is something here. He just doesn't know where it is. I'm just gonna continue getting more and more of these. I need more gases as well. That was a really risky blink. If I would have been fast with my force fields, he could have been potentially really dead there. I'm just surprised this is how he wants to play it, no? Like, I'm completely down for this. I really am completely down for this. But him, I just don't understand him. I got that, no? Yep. He probably thinks I have too many workers, which I think I might have as well, but... Oh, did I just lose a bunch? Oh, I just lost a bunch for free. That's kind of stupid. And now we have a lot of supply actually in crab. This is actually the one timing I'm a little bit afraid of. I want to kill one more of these. I want to create some extra dudes. This could have gone worse. That went very well for me. So even though I didn't necessarily kill a bunch of stuff, I wasted a lot of his shots there. We have 5 of these bad boys remaining. And he just needs to leave now. Like, he needs to do something, but I don't know what exactly. Well, these are all gonna die now. I actually need to be semi-careful here. I think I trusted a little bit too much in my air army. But the problem is that there's constantly a lot of supply in these things because of that. Losing the mothership was painful. I also still have a lot of workers. Like, I'm not scared, but I just need to keep in mind that it is possible that he can fight well. Like, he has really nice upgrades. I think this is Hellraiser, actually. He plays a little bit like Hellraiser. That was a good job. That was a really nice fight for him. And he has better upgrades than me. The only... Wait, does he have these edge bases? Oh, no shot, right? Because with this style, you actually need a lot of edge bases, usually. Oh, wow. I'm actually... Wait, am I losing? I didn't think that was possible, but... We might be, huh? Like, the problem here for me is that I don't have a whole lot of gas left. He doesn't have any of the edge bases. I think I played a little bit too... I don't want to say greedy, but too aggressive, maybe. Like, I didn't need to do the things I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Very often it's just about doing the correct thing, not about doing fancy things. Still think I'm going to win because I'm outmining my opponent, or was outmining my opponent significantly. Yeah, this was a very bad blink for him. So he's going to regret that most likely. And I won't. Still lost 2 there. That was a little bit scary though, honestly. Because another thing is that I don't actually need much more than 6 carriers. Because then I can take care of everything at that point. You know, I'm good enough. You don't need an insane amount of carriers. You just need 3 and then you can deal with it. As long as you have the units with it. Or 6 carriers and then you're fine most of the time. I wonder what he has though. Does he have any of these outside bases? He doesn't have any of these 2. He's now trying to take this base though. That's interesting. I'm starting to get better already at using the hotkey for it, rather than just clicking it like an idiot. Hey, yeah. He has really nice upgrades. I have to give it to him. He got some really nice upgrades. Just have some really nice eco though, huh? Well, it was a little bit too tight for my liking. So next time we won't do that anymore. Forgets the GG as well, rookie move. Yeah, he had good upgrades. He just went for high upgrades and pure Stalker Disruptor. I should have played way more careful, but I didn't. Still managed to win though. And that gives me 17 points. What's the total amount? 655 for, I think, slightly higher than I started with. Not the greatest amount. It is what it is. All right, that's going to be it for today's episode of Road to Rangon. I hope you all had a great time. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them in the comments. I will be answering a couple of them later tonight when I check back if I don't forget. And that's going to be it for today. Thanks so much and bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.